What's up, DIY friends? Today's project takes me to my daughter's 2013 Kia Soul, and what we're going to be doing today is replacing her interior driver's door handle. It's some sort of a chrome-plated plastic, and what had happened some time ago is the chrome started peeling it off, and it actually cut my daughter's finger when she tried to open the car. So as a temporary fix, I put some electrical tape on it just so she wouldn't cut her finger, and temporary turned into almost a couple of years. Life happened. So today I've got the parts from Kia, and we're going to replace this handle, and I'll take you along for the ride as we go through this. So stay tuned. I'll show you how to do it. So after taking a look at the door panel, from what I can tell, the way we're going to need to get this off is there's a little button cover here on the driver's edge side that we're going to need to pop off that exposes a Phillips screw in there. And then down in the door handle itself, there's a little door here, and you open it up, and there's a Phillips screw. Well, it's in there, trust me. Phillips screw down in here inside the door handle. And then also here in the movable handle, you pry open this little door, and there's a Phillips screw there. So those three screws will have to come out. And then in addition, we'll probably have to take this trim piece off to allow the door panel to lift up and come off. So I'm just gonna take my pry tool here and pop on that, and there you go. Really nothing to take off here, but it just is going to allow this door panel to lift up from here so I can get it off the door. So I'm going to lock you down on the tripod, and you can just watch me fool around with it, and we'll see if we can get it off. Hang on. Okay, there's this first screw. Comes with a little cap, comes off with it. Second Phillips screw here in the door pull. All right, pretty much the same size screw, which is now under the car. And last one here in the door handle. All right, I'm gonna pull this screw out. It seems like the cover wants to come off too, so we can just eliminate that at this point now too. Okay, and after looking a little bit closer, I noticed there's two more of those little button type screws here in the door jamb, one on the top and one on the bottom. I've already pried off a little plastic cap that's in the middle. You just take a small screwdriver and just pop it off. So there they are. I'll get those two next. And out. Okay, so now that I've got all the screws off the door panel, I'm going to try to pop it off with my door prying tool. Again, you can use your screwdriver for this if you want. Just wrap a towel around it to keep it from scratching the paint when you pry it. These are very inexpensive and they're super handy, so I'd highly recommend these if you are ever going to work on a car again, or not just one time. So here we go. There you go. I'm just going to lift it up a little bit. This insulation is kind of stuck onto the edges with some sort of goopy stuff. I'm going to try to avoid that like the plague. And I'm just going to let my door panel just kind of hang in there. All right, so there's the handle. Now we can get to it. Okay, the handle looks like it's just held on by one Phillips screw right here. So I'm going to go after that next, and with any luck, we'll be able to pull this away from the door panel and release it from the cables. There it is. And what do we got here? Let's take a look. Still holding on, and I don't know why. So after taking a look at the replacement part that I have ready to go in, I realized why the handle is not just coming off after removing this one Phillips screw. What's really holding it onto the panel is there's three tabs here that you put this thing in, and it slides over and locks it into place. You can see it right here as well, kind of pretty good. So what I'm going to need to do is give the old handle a little persuasion, just give it a kind of a bump out this way, and then it should lift out. That's what we're going to need to do to clear these little tabs here. So let's go give that a try. All right, so let's give this handle a little bump and see what happens here. Just kind of put a screwdriver on it, just give it a little bump. Oh, it was just that easy. And there it is, she's out. So to get these cables off, you just got to pop the little cable guide holder off the end off of here, and then there's an opening right here. If you just turn this cable up to 90 degrees and equal with that opening, you see it just pops right out. It's in, and it pops right out. Same thing with this, push it out of the guide, come to where that opening is right here, and push it in, and there she is. Now remember not to get these mixed up. The cables are running in the door as a top and a bottom. So when you come back in with the new piece, just keep that mindset of a top and a bottom, but flip them over. And I'll show you that next. Okay, so I'm back with my nice brand new door handle here. Once again, the top cables will be on the top and the top will be on the bottom, but as we work on it, we got to consider them opposite. So I'm going to flip the cables so we can do that. They go back in just as easily, a 90-degree angle to where you're lined up with that little slot. Pull it over and lock in the cable stay. This one will do the same thing, 90-degree angle to the slot so the cable can go in, push it down, and lock it in. What's nice is Kia actually factory lubed these. It's got some white grease on here already from the factory, so I really like that. So now when we flip this back this way, the top cable's on top, bottom's on the bottom. You can hear my door latch working, you can hear my door lock working. So let's reattach this now. We're gonna just push it straight down and get all 3 feet in and slide it over. And now it's in. All we have to do is get the screw in it. Okay, so the mechanical part of the repair is done now. All we have to do is get this door panel back on and we'll have completed our job. Okay, so I'm going to put my door panel back on now. Before I do, because this has been kind of hanging there, I'm just going to check these electrical connectors on the back of the door, make sure I haven't pulled anything loose. Everything looks pretty tight and ready to go back in. I reconnected this plastic up on the weather stripping, and the way this door panel goes back on, it's really quite simple. The whole top ledge here just hangs in this rubber channel right on top of the door. You just line up the notches here in the door on each side. You can see about where you're supposed to go. Get it up in there and just push it down. That's really it. And all we have to do is engage those fasteners around the edge, the little plastic clips that are on the back of the door. You just simply pop them in. And that's it. The door panel is on. So now all we have to do is get our screws back in place. And since I was there, I went ahead and bought a new trim piece since I was buying the door handle anyway, so figured I'd make it look a little nicer. Put that onto it, just slides in, pop open the little door, and then we can get that screw in there too. And that's it, we're done. Works perfect. Fairly easy job today, fairly straightforward. Again, just want to encourage you guys, if something's broken, give it a try. You might be able to fix it and save yourself a bunch of money. That's today's tip, and thank you for stopping by. Till next time, do it yourself.